Welcome back, students. Dear students, in this session, I am going to explain the topic entropy disorder and heat death. Dear students, disorder means absence of some symmetry or correlation in a many particle system. That is the absence of some symmetry or correlation in many particle system. That is known as disorder. Now we discuss entropy and disorder within a system. Dear students, you already know about the entropy. Entropy means it is a measure of disorder. This notion was initially postulated by Boltzmann in 1800. For example, melting a block of ice. See here in the diagram, shown in the diagram here. Melting a block of ice means taking a highly structured and orderly system of water molecules and converting it into a disorderly liquid in which molecules have no fixed positions here. Here in case of ice, there is a regularly, that means orderly arranged molecules are there, while it converting into water, there is a disorder is there. There is a large increase in entropy in this process. That means entropy is greater than the zero. When ice melts, it becomes more disordered and less structured, shown in the diagram here. Just refer the diagram. The systematic arrangement of molecules in a crystal structure is replaced by a more random and less orderly movement of molecules without fixed locations or orientations here. Its entropy increases because heat transfer occurs into it. Totally, entropy is a measure of disorder. As an example, suppose we mix equal masses of water originally at two different temperatures, say 20 degrees Celsius and 40 degrees Celsius. The result is water at an intermediate temperature of 30 degrees Celsius. Then three outcomes have resulted. Let us see the three outcomes. First one is entropy has increased in this case. Second one, some energy has become unavailable to do work. Third result is the system has become less orderly. Let us think about each of the results in one by one. First one, entropy has increased for the same reason that it did in the example above. Mixing the two bodies of water, that is, one is at 20 degree, another is at 40 degrees Celsius, has the same effect as heat transfers from the hot one and the same heat transfers into the colder one. The mixing decreases the entropy of the hot water but increases the entropy of the cold water by a greater amount, producing an overall increase in entropy. Is it clear? I think. For second, once the two masses of water are mixed, there is only one temperature. You cannot run a heat engine with them. The energy that could have been used to run a heat engine is now unavailable to do work. Third one, the mixture is less orderly, or to use another term, less structured. Rather than having two masses at different temperatures and with different distributions of molecular speeds, we now have a single mass with a uniform temperature. These three results, entropy, unavailability of energy, and disorder, are not only related but are in fact essentially equivalent. Hence, entropy is simply a measure of the disorder of molecular motion. The statement that entropy always increases is equivalent to the statement that all processes in nature proceed in the direction of increasing molecular disorder. In the final conclusion, we can say that the first law of thermodynamics is the law of energy, and the second law of thermodynamics is the law of entropy. Every process that takes place in nature, whether it is mechanical, electrical, biological, or chemical, must proceed in conformity with these two laws. I think you are all well understand about the disorder and also the concept of entropy once again. Next, we switch over to heat death. The entropy of the universe is constantly increasing. The entropy of the universe is constantly increasing and is destined for thermodynamic equilibrium called the heat death of the universe. Let us see how that led to the heat death of the universe. We describe the process that led to the heat death of the universe. Let us see the heat death concept in detail. See, in the early energetic universe, all matter and energy were easily interchangeable and identical in nature. Gravity played a vital role in the young universe. Although it may have seemed disorderly, there was enormous potential energy available to do work. All the future energy in the universe. As the universe matured, temperature differences arose. As the universe matured, temperature difference arose, which created more opportunity for work. Stars are hotter than planets, for example, which are warmer than icy asteroids, which are warmer still than the vacuum of the space between them. Most of these are cooling down from their usually violent births, at which time they were provided with energy of their own. I mean, nuclear energy in the case of stars, volcanic energy on Earth and other planets, and so on. Without additional energy input, however, their days are numbered. See in this diagram, this is infant universe. The image of an infant universe reveals temperature fluctuations Here temperature fluctuations are shown in color differences. See here yellowish and reddish color here. That corresponds to the seeds that grew to become the galaxies. As entropy increases, less and less energy in the universe is available to do work. I repeat, as entropy increases, less and less energy in the universe is available to do work. On Earth, we still have great stores of energy such as fossil and nuclear fuels. Large scale temperature differences which can provide wind energy, geothermal energies due to differences in temperature in Earth's layers, and tidal energies owing to our abundance of liquid water. As these are used, a certain fraction of the energy they contain can never be converted into doping work. Eventually, all fuels will be exhausted, all temperatures will equalize, and it will be impossible for heat engines to function or for work to be done. Since the universe is a closed system, the entropy of the universe is constantly increasing, and so the availability of energy to do work is constantly decreasing. When the entropy of the universe is constantly increasing, and so the availability of energy to do work is constantly decreasing. Eventually, when all stars have died, all forms of potential energy have been utilized, and all temperatures have equalized. That means depending on the masses of the universe, either at a very high temperature following a universal contraction, or a very low one just before all activity ceases. There will be no possibility of doing work. Either way, the universe is destined for thermodynamic equilibrium, that is maximum entropy. This is often called the heat death of the universe, and will mean the end of all activity. That means end of all activity. However, whether the universe contracts and heats up or continues to expand and cools down, the end is not near. Calculations of black holes suggest that entropy can easily continue for at least 10 to the power 100 years. 10 to the power 100 years. You think of it. Let us see. Some terms are used in the previous slides while explaining the disorders and heat death of universe. A geothermal means pertaining to heat energy extracted from reservoirs in the Earth's interior, that is geothermal. Entropy, you already know, a measure of how evenly energy is distributed in a system. Asteroid, a naturally occurring solid object which is smaller than a planet and is not a comet that orbits a star. In the early energetic universe, all matters and energy were easily interchangeable and identical in nature. As entropy increases, less and less energy in the universe is available to do work. The universe is destined for thermodynamic equilibrium, that is maximum entropy. This is often called the heat death of the universe and will mean the end of all activity. That's all. Thank you. Thank you very much.